Welcome back to Newswatch. As a legal defender of religious liberty, Luke Goodrich has had a busy time at the Supreme Court. The Beckett attorney sees this his most recent term as one of tremendous victories, but that includes one decision that forms a dark cloud for people of faith in the years ahead. Paul Strand spoke with him Thursday about the cases, including the new ruling protecting the Little Sisters of the Poor.
We went up to the Supreme Court once, and the court basically told the government, surely you can find a way to provide access to contraception without using Catholic nuns. And then the Trump administration issued a good rule that protected the Little Sisters of the Poor. That should have been the end of the matter. Unfortunately, the state of Pennsylvania then challenged the religious protection for the sisters, and that went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And yesterday, the Supreme Court, in a 7-2 ruling, said that the government had authority to exempt the Little Sisters and to protect them from the contraception mandate.
What the Little Sisters now must consider is how a change in the White House could take them right back to court.
Vice President Biden said today he was contemplating reverting back to the old Obamacare regulation. But the good thing about yesterday's decision, two justices argued that doing that would be a clear violation of religious freedom protections. And even in the majority opinion, there were a number of sort of breadcrumbs, so to speak, or foreshadowings that a new, reimposing that old mandate would probably be an uphill battle. So, maybe that we're not fully out of the woods yet, but yesterday was a great, great victory for the Little Sisters of the Poor.
On the flip side, June's ruling in the Bostock case radically redefined what sex means. Goodrich warns that presents potential problems as the court has now made firing homosexuals or transgenders sex discrimination.
There are tens of thousands of religious organizations across the country that expect their employees to uphold their religious teachings about human sexuality. So in one sense, Bostock could green light a lot more lawsuits by former employees against religious employers. So certainly Bostock opens the door to a number of lawsuits that could be troubling to religious organizations, but there are still very strong protections for religious organizations. And I'm very optimistic that the Supreme Court will recognize the right and authority of religious groups to hire and fire in accordance with their religious mission.
Paul Strand, CBN News, Washington.